Welcome to FRC Media News for Thursday, January 24th, 2019. I'm Keith Tebow. The details of who's running in the Fall River special recall election is coming into focus. We have a look at a new job training program for unemployed Fall River residents, and a city firefighter was recognized recently for his work by the Fall River City Council. But first, let's check in with the news headlines of the week. We bring in the news editor at the Fall River Herald News, Lynn Sullivan. Hey, Lynn, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks. As we mentioned at the top, the recall election moving forward. Now we pretty much know who's going to be on the ballot. Last week when we spoke, there were 11 individuals who had taken out nomination papers with the intention of running for mayor. They had a deadline of just this past Tuesday to return their nomination papers, get those certified, and be put on the ballot. And when all was said and done, only 5 of the 11 turned in their papers. I guess the first question for you, Lynn, would be, and we'll go over who the names are in a minute. Did you have an opportunity to speak with anyone who did not return their papers and why they didn't, and whether there was an issue with getting the number of signatures?
No, we did speculate about that, right. Since the charter change made it a little harder. And, you know, honestly, like, maybe that's a good idea. It's a serious office, so you should really, take it seriously. I think 5 is definitely, from a news perspective for us, it's a much more manageable number. But and I think it's the 5 that are left are all people that we know at least a little bit about. Some of the other names we didn't really know much about, so I think this will turn out to be a pretty interesting election. Yeah, the 5 candidates who still need their papers officially certified, but they say they have more than enough signatures, are incumbent Mayor Jazo Correa, School Committee Man Paul Coogan, City Councilor Joe Camara, former City Councilor and School Committee Man Kyle Riley, and a relative newcomer, at least to local politics, Erica Scott Pacheco. So those are the 5 that we'll likely see on the ballot. And now I guess, Lynn, the jockeying takes place in terms of these candidates getting out their message, correct? Mm-hmm. Yep, and we've already seen some, put out messages, especially regarding public safety, which obviously this week is sort of top of mind. So I think, again, we talked about this last week. It's a very tight timeline, so they've got to get their message out quickly. So.
Let me ask you, there were some concerns with Mayor Correa talking about maybe challenging the recall, and it was brought up before a Board of Election Commission meeting and about the recall itself. And do we have any more on that, and whether the mayor is going to continue some sort of challenge, and really is it really something that could be worth it at this point?
Right. I mean, we haven't heard anything like that, besides rumors. So I would say at this point we are just proceeding, and it seems like the city is just proceeding as if this is happening. So, I mean, I think the longer it drags out, it's a difficult, stressful time for the city. So I think if we can get it over with, let's do it.
All right. So again, we'll continue to follow, and we'll also have more. We had an opportunity to speak to one of the challengers, and we'll have her story a little bit later on in the newscast. Disturbing story this week, Lynn, downtown Fall River, right near the courthouse area, actually right near the Herald News. There was a shooting that took place on Tuesday. I guess fill us in on some of the details that we know as of this time.
It's funny. I mean, for something that was so out in the open, middle of the day, right downtown, we don't actually know all that much, which is a little bit frustrating. I mean, I understand the police are doing an investigation, but I mean, somebody knows who these guys were. They were in the courthouse, supposedly, and they had some sort of argument, and where did the guns come from? I mean, what the heck was going on? And, I mean, any time that there's a shooting like that, I mean, yes, thank God it doesn't appear that anybody got hit, but good grief. I mean, bullets were going through windows and car windows and stuff. I mean, that's just crazy.
And I wonder if there's any speculation. I know that the mayor and the police chief had a news conference yesterday, late morning, with an update on the situation, still seeking some input for people who may have some information on who these individuals are. Do they have any leads whatsoever on people that they're looking for?
I mean, I'm assuming they do, but they haven't really divulged much to us, it's kind of a funny situation to just say, no, everything's fine. But we don't have the guys, we don't have the shooter, we don't, that feels a little unsettling. So, but I mean, I'll take them at their word that they're going to increase patrols and try to boost safety downtown. So.
Of course, again, those of you who may have been downtown and may have seen something, if you have not spoken to the Fall River Police Department yet, you can dial them by calling the Major Crimes Division at the Police Department at 508-324-2796. And also anonymous tips can be made by calling 508-672-TIPS, and that is 508-672-8477. So again, very stressful time in downtown Fall River for a few hours there on Tuesday. Another story that we touched upon last week, the unfortunate passing of an 11-year-old Fonseca school student who passed away a few weeks ago, and the response to that. Yesterday, the Fall River School Department, as well as Diamond Regional Vocational and other educational personnel within the city of Fall River, held a meeting, sort of a summit, if you will, at Diamond Regional Vocational High School to talk about the impacts of suicide and bullying in the schools. I believe, Lynn, this is basically just a first step of what will probably be an ongoing process.
Yeah, and I'm very happy to see it. I know, we talked about this last week. There, a lot of parents seemed very concerned about the bullying situation that they say exists in the school. We really want to get to the bottom of exactly what is the problem. But I think for all of these educators to gather like that, I mean, anytime you bring a bunch of, really a lot of brain power in one room, I think that they can come up with some good ideas, some good solutions. So I'm excited to see how that unfolds.
And it's also important to get the community at large involved. I know there was a part of the discussion is not only around what the school department can do, what the city can do as a government, but also what can people do. Parents play a role in obviously what happens with their children's lives and their education. So I'm hopeful that the city will also get the greater community involved as this discussion moves on. All right, Lynn, what's coming up over the next few days?
Well, interestingly, we have a package regarding suicide, and sort of because we spoke with the fiance of the woman that passed, sort of jumped onto the highway last week.
Right.
So we spoke with him. I mean, what kind of resources are available and whatnot are in the area, and what the process is for families that have loved ones that know that they're struggling with suicidal thoughts. Just where can they go for help? So, and then obviously we'll have more on the shooting, and I'm sure you've heard, I guess there's a new supermarket opening in the city, Aldi, so that will be exciting. That's about it.
All right, Lynn Sullivan, thank you very much. We'll talk again soon. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
We'll have more FRC Media News after this.
Here are some job descriptions on the latest hot jobs list from the Mass Hire Fall River Career Center. Credit Analyst. St. Anne's Credit Union, located at 286 Oliver Street, is in need of a full-time credit analyst to perform analysis of new commercial loans and relationships, annual reviews, and commercial loan portfolio projects. Job number 116-50976. Registered Nurse. South Coast Health System, located at 363 Highland Avenue, has an immediate need for a full-time registered nurse to coordinate nursing care for patients, participate in patient and family teaching, and provide leadership with patient team personnel. Job number 116-50964. Drain Cleaning Technician. Roto-Rooter is looking for a full-time drain cleaning technician to perform plumbing services in the Fall River area for both residential and commercial customers, diagnose problems, and provide solutions and estimates. Job number 116-55981. Star, located at 386 Stanley Street, is looking to fulfill the following full and part-time positions. Inpatient Client Care, job number 116-27735. Certified Medical Assistant, job number 116-27733. Addictions Counselor, job number 116-27680. Access Center Expediter, job number 11627582. For more information on these or other positions, visit masshiredjobquest.detma.org or call the Mass Hire Fall River Career Center at 508-730-5000.
Welcome back. As we mentioned during our segment with Lynn Sullivan, 5 candidates are now running for mayor in the upcoming March 12th recall election. FRC Media News will be providing input from all the candidates in the race right up to Election Day. We recently spoke with challengers Paul Coogan and Kyle Riley, and this week we catch up with the only female candidate in the race, Erica Scott Pacheco.
I'm running for mayor because it's time that all of the people in Fall River are represented and have a voice. I myself live in the Flint neighborhood. I work downtown in a nonprofit serving the community, and I see that the majority of our elected officials represent only a few neighborhoods or from a few neighborhoods. I've heard from so many people in the community that they feel they are disenfranchised, and that's why I'm running for mayor of Fall River, to give everyone a voice and a seat at the table.
What are some of the topics you want to have people focus on in the next, 8 weeks or so?
Yes, number one absolutely is housing. Other issues very important that I'll be elevating are public safety and infrastructure. I want to have comprehensive infrastructure maintenance and repair plan for the streets and the sidewalks, as well as good jobs and good education for our kids. Public education is very critical. I come from a family of educators, and I strongly believe that that's the foundation our youth need.
A lot of people are going to say that with so many people potentially on the ballot that the votes will be spread out and then maybe the mayor could get back in. Did you think of that at all, or was it just your interest in trying to serve your community better?
It absolutely was a thought that I considered because, as many viewers know, many voters met me collecting recall petition signatures. So I was out in the rain, in the cold, assisting with that effort, and that's really one of the reasons that I decided to run. I heard from thousands of voters who said that they wanted someone new, they wanted a fresh face, and it is true that there are many candidates running, but I see that as an opportunity for me. That means it's anyone's game. I don't agree with the assumption that a wide variety of candidates means that Jaisal Correa will get back in. In fact, from what I heard during the recall petition collection and over the weekend with my nomination signature collection, is that people are definitely sick and tired of the Correa administration. They want transparency, they want honesty, open government, integrity. And those are things that I bring to the table for the people of Fall River.
Stay with FRC Media as we provide exclusive and complete coverage of the recall election right up to Election Day on March 12th. The Career Center in Fall River is offering a new training program to eligible residents. Although this new program started this week, there's still time to sign up. Here are the details.
CNC, it's a computer numerical control. Okay, basically our customers will be getting instruction in basic machining principles, advanced machining principles, MasterCam, CAD/CAM, part design, part posting and downloading to CNC equipment, as well as hand sketching and basic blueprints.
So basically, anyone who's unemployed can get into this program?
Absolutely.
And what are the requirements?
They need to be a Massachusetts resident, be unemployed or underemployed, and be here legally.
How long will the program run?
It's for about 5 months. It will end in May.
The Career Center is also pushing its recruitment efforts to help the unemployed and general underemployed in the greater Fall River area secure work.
One of the things that we want to highlight is the employment. We have recruitments over in the Fall River Career Center. I mean, we have Spherion that comes in regularly on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. We also have Kelly Services. They're doing the recruitment for material handlers. Again, Spherion is doing for Marriott. We have Stop and Shop that's here doing recruitments constantly. They're always looking for help. And we also have Blunt Seafood. They're also looking for first shift and second shift line technicians and machine operators. And the recruitment will be Thursday, February 14th from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. So we have, every week we have recruitments. We also have workshops for anyone who's unemployed, interviewing techniques, networking. We want to highlight our computer lab that we have, which is 3 hours a day for 4 weeks. We also want to highlight the job club for you're looking for work, you're having a hard time finding employment, please just come down to the Fall River Career Center and we'll be able to help you out.
We'll have more FRC Media News right after this.
So today on Hot Dogs and Cool Cats, we have Lil Rick. So he is what we assume is a Pomeranian Chihuahua mix. He is brown, black, and white, so we call him a tricolor. Does have long hair, so his hair will need to be brushed at least weekly, and he will require some grooming. He's super sweet, super fun, super loving, and he does very well in the car. And as all of our animals are, he's up to date on all his vaccinations and deworming. But other than that, Little Rick is pretty awesome. Like I said, he loves everyone and everything. So if you're looking for a super social dog you bring places with you, he is the perfect advocate for that. Super curious as well. He doesn't know any commands yet, so he made the perfect lap dog. That's where he's happiest being anyways. He gets super excited whenever you see him, and he'll do a nice little tap dance for you. So if you'd like to come down and meet Lil Rick or any of our other adoptable animals, being cats, dogs, rats, anything that we may have, feel free to come down to Forever Paws. We're located at 300 Linwood Street in Fall River, Massachusetts. Open 11 to 4 every day, besides for Wednesdays.
Today we have Ocho. Ocho is a 4-year-old Siamese. He is a very sweet man who wasn't properly socialized as a kitty, so now he needs proper socialization to come out of his very thick shell. He's not at all aggressive. He's very kind, and as you can tell, he loves the attention. He's purring right now. He just wants someone to show him the love that he deserves, that he probably never had. So if you're interested in adopting Ocho, please come on down to 300 Linwood Street in Fall River, Mass, and come on down to Forever Paws.
At a recent Fall River City Council meeting, the council took time to recognize the work of one city firefighter.
Chief Lynch is going to speak about the details surrounding this award, but Fire Inspector Jason Campbell was recently the recipient of the Firefighter of the Year Award, receiving the Medal of Valor from the Mass Department of Fire Services State Fire Marshal's Office. And on behalf of the entire City Council, we have a official resolution. Be it resolved that the City Council hereby extends its commendation to Jason Campbell in recognition of having been chosen a 2018 recipient of the Firefighter of the Year Award. Be it further resolved that the Fall River City Council extends best wishes for continued success, and that this resolution be entered into the records of the City Council, adopted January 22nd, 2019.
I would just quickly add, as Chairman of Public Safety, Pam was nice enough to ask me to sign on, but it's an honor to be here with you, to present you this citation as well. And like I always say, our public safety personnel go above and beyond, and you're a prime example of that. You're a great example for the city, the community, obviously, and your peers in the fire department. So congratulations. I'm sure your family is very, very proud of you. Congratulations.
And that's very true. The whole department is very proud of Fire Inspector Jason Campbell and for his heroics that day of June 26. As you can see, he's well supported by all our members in the back there and many others also. So the Medal of Valor is given by the State Fire Marshal's Office, and it's not something that's given lightly. There are a few people throughout the state, firefighters, that do get this award, and I was happy enough when he was awarded it, but it was obviously well deserved.
The Fall River Government Television, our colleagues up the street, for providing us with that footage. That'll do it for this edition of FRC Media News. You can catch FRC Media News Thursdays and Fridays at 6 p.m. on Channel 95, and you can find out more news on our website, frcmedianews.org. For all of us here at FRC Media News, I'm Keith Tebow. Have a great week, and we'll see you next Thursday.